Okay, so I've had one of these Dell mice for years. It's broken many times, and every so often it just the light doesn't light up. So I took it apart, even changed this capacitor, and that's fixed it for a little bit. But I thought it was well time that I bought a new mouse. And I saw that Bambu sold these things, a wireless mouse kit. So anyway, so I got this wireless mouse kit, but no matter what I do, I just cannot get it to move the cursor on the screen. No. Okay, so this is the cool thing, because the idea is you just buy the inside parts of the mouse. So let's have a look at this. This doesn't have any of the mouse shell, but then you go on Bambu Labs Maker World and you choose the shell that you want. So there's loads of people who've remixed this. This is the traditional gaming mouse look to it, I think. Let's see what we get in the kit. Alright, so there's some mouse feet. So you see on my old mouse I'd actually replaced these mouse feet things with some special skiddy stuff that had worn off over time. But you put that on and it makes the mouse move better. Here are some mouse feet. So that's got built-in skiddy stuff. Some screws. They are, let's just check what these are. Sometimes when they're this small you can use Torx and not hex, but they look like they're hex. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So there's a scrolly mouse wheel, which we need. Looks like that's the battery terminal, then the power switch, the optical looky through bit, and then the circuit board. Of course, because this is a wireless mouse, we've got a little wirelessy thing. Maybe it's just after you push it right in. Yeah, so that goes in. Obviously my old mouse was a wired mouse, but let's come into the future now and use a wireless one. Alright, so these bits go on the inside. So I've got to print something out. So I chose this one. So not the same as this, but this is a remix one. Reminds me of some of the old Microsoft mouse with this little thumb bit down the side. So I've started to print this out, and I've just done the bottom plate at the moment. Hopefully I'll do the top plate afterwards, but I don't want to set it to go at the moment. I'm hoping I can build it as is and then put the top on afterwards. So let's get that stuff off the printer. Alright, so there's the bottom bit, some of this nice tree stuff that you can't send to the Republic of Ireland, but that's another story. And let's put those back on the desk. There are video instructions, but you know, if you're watching this one, then if you want to do this and you want to make one, you'll watch the proper instructions and not watch me waffling through it. So just a few tree supports, not for the Republic of Ireland. I think that's everything. Looks like there's a bit there that could come out. See, never use a knife for prizing things. There we go. It is a support of some kind. Yeah. Alright, I've got another mouse here which I use for laser cutter, and actually looking at this, it's like it almost could be the same, but we'll see. This is going to be my daily driver mouse, not an occasional one. Oh, there's another support there, easy enough to break off, and then these ones are a bit more ominous. Looks like I might have to reprint that anyway, but let's see how we go. For the first time in my life, I've got a 3D printer where I can normally just break the supports off without having to spend hours cutting them off. I might get mistaken here for this one. No, there we go. Alright, actually we might get away with this, because if the top of the mouse, this screws onto it somehow, yeah, that goes on there, and then the other bit goes on the outside. So yeah, we'll probably get away with this and not have to reprint that. Just a bit of bed adhesion on that, which is why I use the glue even on my textured plate, which everybody seemed to enjoy me doing that in one of my previous videos, but that's cool. It's what works for me. Let's just Get that bit off there. It looks pretty straightforward. I mean, that looks like it'll fit there, won't it? Perfectly. There's no screws on that, just screw holes. And let's take this bit and the lens. So the lens, I assume there's a different way. Is it up or is it down? Let's have a look at my reference one. So it looks like the little round bit goes to the outside. So that will go, I assume, in there. Will it go one way and not another way? Well, I suppose if I look at this, somewhere the underside of that is the little camera. It's not a laser, is it? It's a little camera. And that feels like that's the wrong way round. So let's pop it the other way. It goes in the other way. Does this feel better? I don't know. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, that's all fitted in fine now. So that's lovely. I think that's all I need. It looks like I've got that little magnifying glass over the camera, so that should be right. Or if it doesn't work, I can swap it over. And then this wheel looks like one side of this is smaller than the other, so I might actually have to lift this up. Put that in there, yeah. And then push it down again. Yeah. And that bigger part on that side, that bigger cylinder, pushes down on the little switch. So far so good. So now the batteries. Oh, there's a power on and off switch. Where's the on and off switch? It's there. Ah, right. So this looks so incredibly teeny that it could be breakable like on a Nintendo. So this is, the switch is that side. So if I put that in that side, and I hope this will all slip in again. So let's try it yet again. Oh, there we go. Yeah. That goes on and off now. Lovely. All right, hopefully I won't have to take that out a third time. So now this goes in here. So let's do some assumptions. If that goes in here, whichever way it goes in, then will that go there? It will. Or would it be better if it goes that way? There's more wire to set it up this way, I think. So that looks like that might go in as so. If it doesn't go in, then it probably is designed to go in the other side. Is there any? So there's nothing on that, I think, that shows you the way it goes in. But it doesn't want to stay in. It might be that when I push the, I mean, it doesn't matter in a way, because when I put it in here, however it goes in, the bottom spring is going to be the negative, isn't it? And that's always quite obvious. It just doesn't really want to stay in. There's like little grabby bits on, but they're not catching. Is it just because I've done it the wrong way around? It could be, couldn't it? Let's try it the other way and see whether it catches better this way. No, it doesn't like it the other way. It's got to be this way, I think. There's not enough space the other way. Maybe, that's it. Oops, that was just off the screen, sorry. Yeah, I just had to apply a little bit of force and then it went click and went click in. So I've just been a bit too gentle. So for this bottom one, I'm going to push it down. Yeah, and then it's gone in. So that's all I needed. a little bit of force. All right, so this should now go over the top of it, I imagine. Looks like it's probably that way. And that gives you access to the other stuff. There's some a bit there, which, oh, and look, I've got in there, there's a little bit of support, so I might need to go in with something and break that support off. Looks for an implement of poking. Let's try. Oh, I think it's all right. Maybe it's just an optical illusion. Or is it? See, I don't know whether you can see. Let's go in a bit. Zoom in. See, it looks like, is there something down there? Hard to see. It looks like there's something going across, and this one looks the same. It looks like a support. Oh, well, it's definitely broken now. Might have to redo this anyway. But then there's a, can't see whether that's blocking the holes from the top. Tell you what, somebody was in a previous video, they were enjoying my wow stick. Wow stick. Let's try and find the one for that. I'm going to need to screw it down at some point. The trouble is with the wow sticks is that I never ever find them. I like the iFixit way of doing it better, so you can see all of the bits that you've got. Let's try that one. I think that might have I picked the right one. No, too small. I mean, probably if I watched the instructions it would tell me which torque to use, and that feels right. Okay, but hey, we're not watching the instructions, are we? We're just being anarchists and just working it out ourselves, because which man actually looks at the owner's manual until something terrible happens? All right, there's a blockage. There's a blockage. I need another Allen key. Allen! Now here's one. Now this Allen key has got had an interesting life, because this Allen key has been melted red hot and used to unblock a Bambu Lab print head, which is the way of instructions of how to do it, which was a terrifying thing. But you see, it's got some PLA on the end, but if I use that end, I wonder if this is the same one. Ah, interestingly, it's the right Allen key for this job as well. So let's poke that down there and see whether it removes the support. Not very well. Right, let's clean that up. Okay, as you see, the heat was not wonderfully kind to this one. It may have been slightly misaligned at the end, but anyway, it did its job, and no doubt I'll use it again. So let's pop that through. It's definitely blocked and wants to come out. Let's do an action shot this way. Let's force it down. Oh, still no. I suppose this is what happens when I use a remix and not the original Bambu Labs. Ah, there we go. All right. So a Bambu Labs nozzle unblocker Allen key is what I should have used. All right, okay, so I think this will go on now. There were the little blighters that were caught up inside the mouse. So let's go in again. Let's work this out. So this will go on that way. It will hopefully now just slide on. Just that bit that doesn't want to slide. Is there still another bit just on that edge there? Possibly. Or do I just need to use my eyes? What was that? Sounded expensive. Is this just... Oh, this is just... There was me thinking that that was part of the thing and I broke it, and yet that's just support. There's your problem. All right, okay, now we should be on track now. Oh, look at that, straight on. Apart from that doesn't go all the way in, or that's all right. So we're catching on something now. What are we catching on? Something that's stopping that going down. So what's in there? Anything? Was it just the wire? Maybe it's the wire. Try again. Was it the wire, or has that come out again? No, that's fine. That goes back on there. There's the problem. Or is it? I think it's just this again. So I am going to have to take this off again. All right, okay, let's get this and do it a different way. Let's put that on the camera ourselves from this side. There we go. All right, so that is the way that that was meant to go on. Then let's get the red wire. Whoops, get the red wire out of the way. I think I've got that in upside down. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're in. So then this, I wonder if it would be better to push this. Oh look, there's a little thing for the wire. Who'd have thought? Hey. Okay, yeah. Instructions. Who needs them? Who needs instructions? Right, do you want to go on here now? Do you want to go on here properly? Do you want to go all the way to the bottom? Yes, you do. Lovely. Now, have I just broken that switch now? There's a mysterious click. No, that feels fine. All right, so I can see these now. So let's just wow stick these into position. Here we go. Using a torque and not a hex, which is probably going to oh, that also sounded expensive, but yeah, it's also going to trigger some people, no doubt. Let me know your thoughts on using torques on hex screws. And let's just finish these off with the correct tool, assuming this is the correct tool. Yeah, they're just a little bit too tight for the wow stick to completely do them, but that's fine. That's what I normally use this for, to go halfway down and then finish it manually, because then I've got more feel for what I'm doing. Okay, so this is fun. I am enjoying this. I've got a horrible feeling that maybe I should have put this in before. No, it just clips in and it should click. Yeah, and then push that to get it out, which I'm now glad that I took the support out of that. And then it looks like this, when you're not using it, goes in there. What a great design. All right, so I'll go and get a battery, and I need to work out where to put these. These might go anywhere, of course. And it looks like the end bit will clip over there. All right, so I will print the top of my mouse, and I think I'm going to do that in copper. So it's going to take a couple of hours, so I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so cool. Doesn't that look lovely? I'm a bit worried about taking those off. Probably be better if I cut these off. See if things in here. There we go. Oh, that feels lovely already. Right, let's get these put back on there. As you can see, it's been a couple of days later, but that's fine. So I assume this just goes in here somehow. So the screw holes are there. That makes sense. So does that clip under there? Yep. And I think the instructions said there's one spare of these. So that is the spare. And you can see where these have got a stick as well. I think I'll probably play about with it for a bit and get the right feel of it before I stick these on, in case I decide I want to do a different shell for it. You could even try it like that. Yeah, it seems alright. Get a little different angle at it, but that works fine now. Okay, so let's pop that out. You see I've got a battery in it already, and that's stored in there. So let's turn it on, and hey, a laser pointer. Alright, so that's a nice Spidermaf size mouse to play about with. Okay, so it's quite cool, isn't it? Just being able to buy the inside of a mouse and then choose your external design and make it as copper colour as you want. Alright, hope you enjoyed this, just to show you something else you can do with some of the bamboo kit, which I all bought with my own money. This is not sponsored in any way. So, watch out for the next video. Bye! Oh look, there's a little barcode on the side. It says scan that, and then it will load the print directly into the Bamboo Handy. So, whoops. So if you want to have a laugh and scan that code, then do that, but it probably won't give you a free mouse.